Can you talk about some of the roster decisions, the changes you made on the roster, particularly with St. Louis, the team, I guess, that hasn't hit lefties too well this year, and how you came to drop the two guys in favor of the guys you brought on?
I don't know if I'm really going to go into all the reasons why, but obviously we feel like this is the best club, with St. Louis for where we're at right now. And the way our roster is set up with the number of players we kept and the number of pitchers that we're keeping, help make those decisions. But so obviously we think this is the best roster going forward to St. Louis.
Can you offer any more detail as to the thought process behind that?
Well, Carlos has got really good numbers. We felt like his power is good for us, lefties and righties. And I don't really bad mouth players that we didn't keep. So I mean, we just felt like it's the best roster for us.
Any consideration of having another lefty?
Please, there's others. I'll come back. Over to the left in front. Over back.
You don't know, do you?
Answer the questions properly, so we have to have this.
Well, obviously the decisions that we make aren't just like we just, kind of go in and do it easily. We met like over 5 hours yesterday going over these rosters and trying to put the best group of guys together, and for all kinds of different reasons. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to sit here and go through our whole meeting and give you the whole thought process of everybody in the room. This is just the roster that we came up with that we feel like gives the best chance to win against St. Louis, with the number of players and pitchers that we keep, and it covers us in all different situations.
Left front.
Thank you, Dylan. Donnie, can you just talk about Andre having him back in the lineup and what that does for your team?
Well, it gets us back to kind of the lineup that we played most of the middle of our year with Andre out in the center, and it feels good to get him back in there. So I mean, we're comfortable enough, and he really basically had to be able to tell us that he felt like he was going to be able to go out there and make all the plays, and that was the main thing, and not really for me, but for everybody in the room. It wasn't a decision like, I'll go out there, I'll go out there for you. It needed to be that I feel like I can make the plays, and he had to have confidence in that, and not for me, but for the rest of the guys in that room. So we're comfortable that he can play center today the way he's capable of. And we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, Donnie, any concern about a lack of left-handers against a team that hits right-handers pretty well?
Well, obviously a little bit, but again, the considerations for the roster where a lot of things obviously are going to be generated by numbers and who hits who and how somebody's been pitching. So yeah, I think a little bit, but I mean we're there's a lot of different areas that we worry about. Just these moves where we feel like with the way different guys are pitching and matchups of this particular team, this is the best thing for us.
Tom, when did you know for sure you'd have Ethier? Was it a workout today? And also, does his health feel tenuous to you, or does it feel like he's back?
We knew today, basically him being able to say he's ready to go today and bouncing back after yesterday. A lot of things we've seen yesterday we really liked. So at first it wasn't as good as I would have liked, but as that day went on, he just got better and better out there in center. He goes, does a lot of things, making turns. So it feels like, at least he's back today, and we don't know how he responds after a game of, Major League Baseball, not just a workout. And, worst case scenario, then it would be back to, a pinch hitter or something, possibly tomorrow, then another day off. But the best case scenario, obviously, that he's just going to be able to bounce back, and tomorrow he'll be fine.
All right.
Donnie, two-parter. Is Chris Capuano healthy, and have you decided on games 3 and 4 starting pitchers?
Cap's healthy, and 3 is going to be Ryu, and 4 is Ricky.
And right here in front.
Donnie, with having Howell as the lone lefty in the bullpen, do you think it's possible that you might trust him to face Holiday? Because when you look at the top of their lineup, you might go left, switch, Holiday third, and then obviously lefty after that.
JP's grown up, you know, obviously through the course of the season and into the postseason. The way he's handled both, and really Paco had until probably the last 5 weeks of the season, and we still feel like Paco's going to be a productive guy for us. But JP's handled them both, has been here before, and he's a guy we would trust late in the game. So there's going to be times, obviously, when you got one lefty, you're only going to be able to use him one time. But also, we've got some other guys. Withrow's been really good against lefties. Carlos has been really good against lefties. So we've got multiple guys that we can get lefties out with.
And the back left.
Given how much he did for you over the course of the season, how difficult was it to tell Paco he's not on the roster?
It wasn't easy. Again, really tough decision for a guy that really has helped get us to this point. But for the people who have been, following us over the last 5-6 weeks, it's really been two different guys. The guy up until that point and the guy from that point has gotten to be a little different. Now, where does that come from? Is it from not just usage, where he's his first full year just kind of running out of gas? Whatever that is, it still didn't make it any easier to be able to talk about that and tell him that he wasn't going to be on the roster. It's one of the, obviously doing the rosters is probably one of the worst things that I've had to do. Guys in spring training, usually they know. The roster thing's tough because guys are, we're working to where you want to be. And to say you're not going to be part of this, that is not easy to talk about with guys, because these guys are competitive. They want to be there, and in some cases they've helped you get here